So, between roughly 12 and 1 this morning, I did a video with the title, "The Government Climb Down on Council Elections is Actually About Propping Up Reform." Yeah? And if you haven't watched it, I'll leave you a link to it underneath this vid. I'm also going to leave you a link to this from The Telegraph with the title "Live, Nigel Farage to Announce Reform Shadow Cabinet." Now, I watched this shit show, and there was various journalists asking various questions, right? And yet again, he makes a pretty serious dig at Rupert Lowe and vastly dismissive of his new party, yeah? Because they are absolutely a threat. And as I said in the early hours of this morning, look, this new party, well, there's no chance in hell that they'll be able to field candidates. Not for, at least, I don't know. I said I should have said at least a figure, a timeline, but it's got to be at least a year, yeah? But the speed of people joining this new party, and let's be honest, Rupert Lowe has been the one guy who's absolutely stood by every damn thing he said. Absolutely. Now, the cynical out there, yeah, I mean, what was it? One commenter, I'll not name them, said, well, you know, it doesn't matter who they are, all the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. I get it. In fact, why the fuck should I be doing any vids? Because, hey, Scott, it's all a waste of time. Right? Yeah. But I have to be, I'll be honest, I am seriously impressed with Rupert Lowe. Yeah? Absolutely I am. Yeah? But, Nigel comes out with, it's the Guardian journalist. Everybody's asking Nigel from various, journalistic organisations, newspapers, whatever else, various questions. But the Guardian journalist asked them the following about vaccines. And I think this is very telling. It's very telling about Nigel. Yeah? I mean, you see all over Facebook, you see actually, especially the Daily Mail, various other publications, lots of people have seen real harm to either themselves or others who have taken the COVID jab. Yeah? I've lost friends. I've lost relatives who went rapidly downhill after taking these things. Yeah? The amount of harm that's been done because of these vaccines, these experimental X, Y, and Zs. Yeah? And Nigel's asked the following by this Guardian journalist.
Peter from The Guardian.
I've got a question for all five of you. I'm slightly worried about you might be feeling left out. But it's going to be a quite quick one, so yes or no answer will be fine. There's been a big measles outbreak in North London, seemingly due to the lower rates of MMR vaccination. Keir Starmer has released a statement this morning basically saying that this kind of thing shouldn't be the factor of a culture war. It's about protecting people. So would each one of you agree with Keir Starmer on that, and would each one of you urge parents to give their children the full MMR vaccine? Thank you.
Now think about this. Would you agree with Keir Starmer? Honestly, seriously. Labour knows that they are being told, look, they've been told, hey, your theatre time is over. It's time for these. It's time for these people. Straight away, yes. I'm of an age where we didn't get any of these vaccines. Not for measles. You just got it, got through it, gained immunity through, I mean, children went to school. They got exposed to, through their friends and everybody else, various bugs. You had sniffles, you had measles, you had various things. Yeah. And that, for time immemorial, was how you built up immunity. Yeah? Straight away, yes. And he goes on.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And by the way, I've always believed in vaccines.
This is your hero.
I've always thought vaccines have done a hell of a lot more good than harm.
Oh, think about this. A hell of a lot more good than harm. Tell me, when was it that you've ever heard in your bloody life so many children with health issues now? And, defibrillators should be the norm in primary schools because they bloody gave so many children that COVID jab.
In society, the only argument is that we were given something over COVID that we were promised meant we couldn't catch COVID again or we couldn't pass it on, and that simply wasn't true. And the government told us that, all the while they knew that it wasn't true. So it was, they could have had a...
So what it's essentially saying there was, they promised it would be blanket immunity and it wasn't. Yeah? Nothing about vaccine injury, harm or anything like that, or personal choice. Nothing. He's a disgusting toad of an individual. Seriously. And people need to realise this now.
Different diagnosis for it. But yeah, to see the outbreaks in measles is, I think, in 2026 is very disturbing, yeah.
It's an absolute bloody disgrace. I think I'll call this Nigel Farage and vaccinations. Fair enough? What a tosser. And I'll speak to you soon.